This is my little emergency survival tin. Now, I've been building these since I was 10 years old, okay? So some call it an obsession. It may even be a sickness. I'll show you what I've got in it, what I've learned over the years. Okay, starting off, we have the tin. It's basically the size of an Altoids tin, but it's a little bit fatter. Okay, I get these on eBay. On the outside here, it's got this black rubber band, and everything here has a purpose, okay? 2 is 1, 1 is none, that kind of mentality. And the black rubber band obviously helps keep it closed, but in an emergency, any kind of rubber will really add to the length of your fire. So if I was desperate, I could cut this and put some of this into my fire, and it'd give me a little bit more life. Around the outside, it's wrapped in black electrical tape to help keep it dry. I wouldn't call it waterproof by any means, but this lives in, a cargo pocket. I've even taken these and, put this in its own little plastic bag to ensure that it stays waterproof. Open it up here, see what we got. Okay, right on top, we've got a little plastic bag that has a cotton ball infused with Vaseline. And I think the biggest thing you're going to see about this, the theme, is that it's about fire, fire, fire. So I've got a lot of different ways to get fire. So here's a cotton ball and Vaseline. This is a plastic bag from the grocery store that you get where the vegetables are, or the fruit. And I did a video, you may have seen it. I filled this up with, an Nalgene full of water, and I hung it out on a tree just to see how long it would last without leaking or whatever. Started off a week, I was marking it, or say a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 week. It turned into like 6 months. It was tied up in the tree, never leaked, perfect. This Gorilla Tape on here marks what a 2-liter Nalgene would fill up in this. So if I were to fill this up and then use it with, Aqua tabs to disinfect the water, that's the level I would fill it to. So I just have a piece of black Gorilla Tape there to tell me. So extremely durable, weighs nothing. Containers are always important. Here I've got a piece of Right in the Rain paper, just fold it up. That way if I need to jot down a, location or whatever it is that I'm seeing in front of me, maybe leave a note, Right in the Rain paper. You'll see I'll have a pencil in here too. Here's just a little thing of salt that can help rejuvenate you if you're dehydrated. Pick these up at any, 7-Eleven, wherever. Grab a handful of them. This is flagging tape, signal tape, right? Used for construction or whatnot. But very important, extremely lightweight. Here I've just taken a piece and cut it in half. So figure I've got 2 feet of it. But this could be used to tie off and signal to someone, hey, I went this way. Create a little path, like E.T. Remember the Reese's Pieces? Or for yourself, right? If you're away from camp, you could tie this up and now you got a waypoint. Okay, there's my camp. You can see it off in the distance, fluorescent pink. Very important. This is 550 paracord, but this is its little brother. So I don't know if it'd be called 250 paracord, but it's paracord, just mini, micro. And this is probably 6 feet. Cordage always comes in handy. So I've got that in there. Here's my little pencil. I get these from the lottery. When you play your lottery, I just grab a bunch of these and I cut it in half, and now I can write a little note to someone or keep track, I can say there's bad tangos, or they swapped out at 9:30. Whatever it is I'm trying to record, I can make little maps. So a little pencil and Right in the Rain paper. I love these. These are little LED lights. And when you get these, look for the ones that have this little switch, okay? So if you flip the switch, it locks into place, and now it's on. So I could hold this in my mouth, I could, hide it up behind my ear, whatever it is, to trap it, so it's on. Great little lights. I think I don't even know what it was, if I got 100 of them for $10 or something. Great little squeeze LED lights. Here I've got a piece of Nicorette. If you're a smoker or chew tobacco, your Nic fix will hit you. Here I've got some Gorilla Tape wrapped up. Great flame extender, get a fire going with it. Got my safety pin. Billion uses for these. They're basically an extra set of hands right here. Simple safety pin. Little miniature ferrocerium rod. Again, fire, fire, fire. Okay. So gum. Here's 2 Aqua tabs that would go in conjunction with that plastic bag if I needed to disinfect water, emergency. Here's a little bit of miniature super glue. So any kind of a little small cut, I can patch myself up with this super glue. Full-size Bic lighter with the mandatory Gorilla Tape on it. And the safety removed, of course. Make sure it's full, change it out. Don't sneak in here and use this. Make sure you got a fresh one in there at all times. Again, fire, fire, fire. It's more of a fire kit, right? When you think about it. Here's a small little folding knife. So I've got a blade. Not much of a blade, but if you're careful, you can whittle things down if you needed to make a little kindling. Let's see, what do I got? Here's a small piece of copper wire. Now, obviously, I could make the world's smallest snare, but it's really just to have something for electrical. If I ever needed to, create a fuse or anything electrical, well, I got a little piece of mine. There's some copper wire. Meds, I've got a Benadryl, very important if I get a reaction to something. Here's the world's smallest compass. Beautiful little piece of kit, dead on. Now these are actually designed to be, stored in your prison wallet, but I throw it in here so that way I've got a compass. Another thing of Aqua tabs. So I've got 4 Aqua tabs total, so I could treat, run it through 4 times. Here's an Imodium AD. And you'll see on all of my medicines, this tin foil that secures it used to be this big. Well, what I do is I go in and I cut around. So I'm making it smaller. It seems ridiculous, but to get all this to fit in here, you need everything small. And then here's that little tin. Now you could use this to boil water. You could fill this up, put it over the fire, and boil your water in here. Some of these have a long pin. This one is kind of a cheapo, but either way, you don't need to take this lid off, but you could even cook something in it. If you found a grub, you could throw the grub in here, boil it up, grab your salt. There you go. So that is my little mini kit. Now to get everything back in, it's definitely kind of a dance, okay? So I always start with the lighter on the bottom, the knife, okay? This little ferrocerium rod sits in there. And then I let things kind of just fall into the nooks and crannies. It's like when you're packing a, rucksack. I don't like compression sacks because then you just got big balls of things you're moving around. So take all that out and stuff it down into the nooks and crannies. Anything flat, I try and keep. Flat surfaces. It's just a game. Pencil would fit right there. Every time you do it, it's a new little game. I think it's part of the sickness. Let's See, that guy can go there. This guy will wind up. This is very malleable and it'll squish down nice. Trying to take the rope and let it fill in all these little voids. Again, this is all real tiny stuff, so you're going to have a little patience. Our bag here. Fit nicely right on top. If it doesn't fit the first time, we'll keep playing with it. Oh, don't forget our copper, in case we need to MacGyver something. And again, this little tin is fatter, meaning that it's taller, right, than a normal Altoids. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it's definitely a little bit bigger. Because when you try with the Altoids one, you're kind of stuck. Put some pressure on that. Not pretty. Now again, I think it's like 30 degrees right now. So this black electrical tape has got to warm it up a little bit to have it function correctly, but there we go. Now this weighs, I believe, 4.4 ounces. So it's next to nothing. And there's a lot of possibilities. So I would highly recommend that you have something like this. Build them yourself. Don't buy the pre-made ones. Or buy a pre-made one and then, customize it. You can put whatever you need in there. Good to have on you.